Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 of the insight into my blog as I go into Manchester Marathon in 6 weeks time. This week's been a major turning point. I'm going to turn this little blog into a bit of a theme as well, based on some of the things I've learned and using as this midway through the marathon training blog. So 5-6 insights into how I can help you as well in your training. But personally, much better week, much more positive, got some energy back. And I feel like I'm finally adapting to the work after so long of being in a bit of a rut with tired legs and a bit of mentality wise, not feeling quite so positive in my normal self. But back on it this week, definitely the best week of the blog so far. And there's probably one specific workout that's helped with that. But yeah, I'm just going to run through my week first, and then I'm going to go into 5 or 6 insights which can help you, whether you're a marathon runner, whether you're a 5k runner, and anything in between really. Okay, so first up, the week, if I can remember it. Monday I did 2 6s usual, nothing ever changes there. 2 6 milers easy with some strides. I did some Pilates and I did some circuit based S&C, which I'm calling Kenyan circuits, as part of our NEP sessions on the night. That was really good day. I did that after a marathon on Sunday, so but actually I felt remarkably fresh on Monday despite running a marathon, so that's always a good sign. Tuesday I did a speed session. I did 5k warm up, and then I did 4 sets of 500 at 3k pace, 200 meter jog, 400 mile pace, 100 meter jog, 300 meters mile pace, and then 400 meter jog, 4 sets of that, and then I did 300s to finish. That was a bit of a peak workout in terms of speed endurance as well. Never done that many sets at that speed. Paces were good, despite 2 days only after a marathon. I was right on it. I was feeling good, feeling fresh, and actually felt like my legs had some life in them, which was good. Likewise, that day I did a 10k on the night, and I did weight training as well. One big change, which we'll talk about in my points later as well, but I switched my S&C until the night. Did mean getting home at 10:30, 11 o'clock, but it meant that second double run wasn't on tired legs, and I actually enjoyed it, which I think is a really important thing. But I did my weights later on at the end of the day, rather than the middle of the day, when I would normally do that. And it's heavy lifting, so it does zap your central nervous system and your energy and your reserves. So it's important to do that at the right time in the week. And I felt like recently been doing that at the wrong time. So first adaptation, and it's worked out well. Wednesday I did 15 miles, medium long. Done a 15 miler on a Wednesday since I can't remember, every week for the last 6, 7, 8 weeks really. That was actually hard. Didn't really enjoy that too much. Weather was a bit crap, but got it done, needless to say. Did some core work on the night as well, so technically a double day. That was good. So on track for the week by then. Thursday was the big session. This was one of the biggest sessions of the block, probably one of the biggest sessions I've ever done. I did 2 mile warm up, then 19 miles at marathon pace or marathon effort, and I averaged out at 5:14 pace, which was a bit faster than goal marathon pace. Maybe it might be my goal marathon pace. Let's see. But I felt a bit rough getting going. Obviously, come off like 15 mile the day before as well, and obviously marathon 4 days before, so I was feeling a bit heavy legged. Did 2 mile warm down as well, so that sort of formed like a 23 miler midweek. Thankfully, I had Amanda Pearsons in the car for the first 9. She got all my morning, but that was a big help. It was windy as well, like some gusts of 40 miles an hour. Obviously, with these couple of storms we've had this week, but got the job done. I finished last couple of miles on like a 5:7, 5:8, feeling really good, feeling strong. That was a massive confidence boost. And when I finished, I felt like I could have went on a little bit longer, which is always a good sign. I have done that session before in the last 2 marathon blocks, but I've never felt that fresh or done that much work in the week before it, and came out with a better result. So win-win, definitely a good workout. Need to do more of that stuff in these final weeks, but big one ticked off, and to be honest, an instant change of confidence and positivity about the marathon. That was really good, and I doubled on the night actually. I did a 4 miler, so I made it a 26, almost 30 mile day, and a lot of coaching as well. So that was a huge day, but I just felt so good. Must have been the Greg stop in between. Friday I did, what did I do Friday? Friday I did a 6, 6.5, pacing someone for a session, and then I did a 6 on the night as well. in the morning with Jen, in the night with Mark. That was really good. Windy, but feeling good still, despite the big workout before. Saturday, I took my session out. I'm starting to drop to just 2 sessions a week now. I want to be fresher, as I said in previous videos. So I did, in the morning, I did a 6.5 miler, marking out the course for the NEP marathon session. And then after that, and the night, I did a 12 miles, running around Middlesbrough, 3 parks and 6 strides, I called it. So 18-mile day, but feeling very, very comfortable. Today, I've been out over in Reeth. Tough day. Did 20 miles on I did 22 miles on the hills, estimate. My watch stopped calculating distance at 19 miles, but kept the time running, so my pace came out rubbish. But I ran for 2 hours 40. If I averaged 7:40 pace, it would have came out around 22 miles, so I'm going to call it around there. That was tough. It was a storm. I mean, the hills were like 100 miles an hour wind. It felt like that anyway. The rain was tough. Yeah, it wasn't a nice, comfortable run at all. But it's a strength builder. 2,000 feet of elevation, a bit more than that. Yeah, great workout to do. And I think, if anything, it's built some mental toughness. And it makes the road marathon feel a lot easier. So that takes me to 123. However, I'm not done yet. I'm actually going to go out tonight again and do 5 miles easy, or 4 miles easy. So take it up to like 128. Close to 130. Why not? I'm feeling good. I don't feel like I'm digging a hole, and I may as well take some risks and reap the rewards, as you say. So overall, probably my best week in this block so far. Only 2 sessions as such, but a lot of work around it. I did do S&C on Saturday as well. I did an hour S&C on Saturday night, which I'll talk about more in the next bit. And I did a lot of core work as well around that, and I did some more Pilates. To be honest, probably 20 hours of training this week, or maybe a bit more than that. So I'm certainly not slacking in any department, just making sure all the areas are covered. In terms of moving on to the next section, like things that I've learned through this marathon block that can help you right now, if you're heading for Manchester, you're heading for Boston, Edinburgh, any of those big marathons, or you're targeting some cross-country races in the next couple of weeks, the big ones, the inter-counties, the national, the English schools. Or you're getting ready for the spring and summer for racing on the track or the roads, and you want to know how to structure your plan, your training block, other than getting a plan from NEP, of course, but the right way. A few things that I've learned. So these are things that I've learned before I even came into this block, if you like. Whilst I've done the block. So these are things I've developed after Brass Monkey, after the success of that. First thing I would say is you do adapt eventually, despite the tiredness and despite the fatigue. Now, it's hard to believe it if you're in that position right now, but you will adapt to the work eventually. Don't know when, but some reasons why, which I'll come on to point 3, but always know that although it's tough now, you will adapt eventually, and you will come out of it stronger, and you will come out of it fitter if you're overloading the body in the right way. Once you give it a bit of recovery, you're gonna hit the gains, right? You're gonna get the gains. So always believe that. Number 2 is to get the best. So focus on the session that is closest to the energy system of your goal race. So for example, this week I focused on the marathon session completely. Didn't kill myself Tuesday, and I took out the session on Saturday. So the Thursday was the main workout. I had the recovery afterwards, didn't kill myself totally before it, and I got a great session out of it. So if you're a marathoner, focus your marathon pace sessions, focus on your threshold sessions, and focus on your long runs, and the rest of it is it's a B workout. It's not as important, but still important. If you're a miler, if you're a 1500 meter runner, my Tuesday session would have been the most important session, and Thursday would have had less importance. So I put all my energy onto that Tuesday. I wouldn't have ran the marathon 2 days before, and you got to structure your sessions in that right way. If you're a 5k runner, your V2 max session is the most important session of the week. The rest of it complements that session. That's important. You can't run 2-3 good workouts a week. You can only run 1 good workout a week. The rest of it has to complement it. Otherwise you get burnt out and you end up going nowhere. So really important point that. And it's something that I'm picking up with the athletes I'm coaching massively as well. So you have to sacrifice some workouts. Not sacrifice it, you just don't try so hard. And you cut the sets out, you cut the reps out, and you focus totally on the main session. Number 3, I would say the most important change that I made this week that's made me feel better, and generally whenever I've been training well, is to have more sleep. And it's easy said than done, but Sometimes you got to be selfish in your work atmosphere, in terms of life in general, and just make sure that you're getting that sleep. It's absolutely massive. For me, like, it was causing problems in terms of some sort of workout performance anxiety, um, and things like I wasn't willing to take so many risks. I wasn't willing to. I had like a reduced capacity to work hard, but I was still getting the sessions done. But it was just digging a hole. Um, this week, I feel like I can take on anything. I'm much more positive as well, and I'm enjoying it, which is more important than anything. That is the most important thing about. If we're going to do a lot, if we're going to do it for hours a week, we've got to enjoy the work. So have more sleep, and for me, like, I've had probably 15 hours more sleep this week than I have last week. That's a big difference. It's an extra day, isn't it? So definitely focus on that. Number 4 is in the S&C department. I've had a much more varied regime. Instead of just heavy lifting, I've done one heavy lifting session a week. I've done one or two Pilates sessions a week. I've done one personalised S&C session a week, which for me is things like single leg stuff. So that's working on all the weaknesses that I feel is holding me back. Pistol squats, like side raises, developing the lower back, core work, hamstring bridges, which I hate, all the stuff I don't like. Lots of calf stuff because I've got an Achilles problem, and hammering that, and also a bit of yoga and a bit of rolling in there. So I'm getting sometimes 5 sessions of S&C and recovery in there a week on top of the mileage. That holds me together. And to be honest, it's improving my running economy. It's making me more efficient. It's making me faster. It's making me stronger, and I'm doing better sessions because I am stronger. Simple as that. So create a more varied S&C regime. It's not just about lifting, right? You got to be really specific with it, and you got to be really monitoring what's working, what's not, and factor different exercises in, take some out. That's up for you and your coach, though. So work on that together. Number 5 is to have a lot of sustained mileage. So for me, why I'm being successful, I feel, is that I'm doing a lot of sustained mileage. So the last 16 weeks, 15 of them have been over 100. The only one I didn't do 100 was Brass Monkey when I dropped down to 70 and I ran a big PB. But sustained mileage is such a massive factor. I see too many roller coasters on Strava, like up and down like a yo-yo. You've got to keep at a high mileage output consistently week after week. That means training through races, sacrificing sessions, all for the bigger, ultimate, longer term goal. That's massive. And to be honest, I see very, very little of it in the Northeast and wider running community. Something that we all need to really work on. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Number 6 was I put down be more selfish, to be honest. Obviously, like the sleep point, or like adapting in the right time, is like you've got to balance your lifestyle out. You've got to balance it out in such a way that gets you recovering from your sessions, turning up to your sessions with the right people and the right environment, and getting the work done in the week. If you've got a goal big enough and scary enough and ambitious enough, then you have to put the work in and you have to go after it 110%. You're either in or you're out. Like, there's nothing in between. You're in or you're out. No point messing around. If you're going to do the sport properly, you go 110% in, and you go after your goal with all the resources you've got. If you don't, then you're only going to have regrets, and really it's not worth it, and it's quite boring. So be more selfish. That's not to say, like, you forget about everyone else. It's just about balance. It's about balance, and making sure that you get everything you need, and you are rewarded for everything that you're doing as well. So yeah, there's my 6 points to help you and the things that I've learned just in the last 4 or 5 weeks. But best of luck if you are in a marathon block yourself at the moment, or whether you're training for a big target. Keep up the good work, and I hope the insight into some of the stuff I'm doing is giving you a little bit more knowledge and something to bounce off to help you as well. But yeah, bring on another week, and bring on the National Cross Country next week. Can't wait for that, and a little mini taper. So I'm looking forward to feeling even fresher. Bring it on. Catch up soon, guys.